You've got to love April. Such a fun time of the year. I just absolutely love it. I've been doing this for more than 2 decades now, growing chilies, making hot sauce, and obviously sharing it with all of you guys. If you do like that sort of thing, make sure you are subscribed so you can see future videos. But yeah, April is amazing. I'll never get tired of it. You get to prepare everything for the potential of what's to come during the year. I've just finished putting all my hydroponics plants into their final pots inside the polytunnel, getting things prepared in Big Chump for final potting up of my soil plants. And yeah, some of them are pretty much overdue, but we're going to go check them out today. We're also going to have a look at the ChilliChump seed kits, see how they're doing, compare them to yourselves, and yeah, we're just going to take a general look around. So let's get started inside Big Chump and see what's going on. Part of the excitement of April is planning everything that's coming for the season and just wondering how it's going to all look at the end of it. I've got some changes I'm making to the irrigation. We had a few leaks happening through the year last year and it created a bit of a mess. So I've got some changes there. The hydroponic system inside Big Chump, I'm expanding that out a little bit. I'm also going to give it a bit more space. It was quite crowded. On that same note, I'm also going to reduce the number of plants I have in certain spaces as well, so that there's more airflow, and it's really going to help the plants to be a lot healthier and hopefully have much bigger harvests. So quite a lot of change this year. Quite a lot's going to stay the same as well, but every year is different. It doesn't matter if you do everything exactly the same every year, the outcome at the end is always going to be a little bit different, and that's what makes it somewhat exciting. But let's go and take a look inside. It's actually a little bit cold and windy. The weather is just so changeable at this time of year. I guess that's the one downside of April, is that it's that transition period between winter and spring, and the weather is just all over the place. We had beautiful sunshine this morning. It was nice and warm, and then about an hour ago the rain just came down in buckets, and then the wind picked up and it got a bit cold, but bound to happen. That's April in England. I'm not complaining too much. We do need to top up all the water tanks, so that's a good thing. So these are the ChilliChump seed kit plants. Now you'll notice there are only 5 of them. It's because one of them, I'll explain that in just a little while, I'm doing something a little different to. This here is the Ricotta Manzano. Let's confirm. Yep, it's the Ricotta Manzano, and that was planted on the 14th of Feb. You can see quite slow growing compared to some of the others, even others that have started at the same time. It germinated in 10 days, and yeah, that'll grow quite nicely later on. This one here is a CCSK2026, growing lovely and big. That one was started a little bit before the others, so about 6 days before, February the 8th. Got a few aphids still, but nothing too drastic. The ladybugs are taking care of the aphids, so pretty happy with that. This one over here, that is my kimchi pepper, or the gochugaru, and that's just looking beautiful. Lots and lots of growth happening there. That was also started February the 8th, so same time as this one, and yeah, it's doing beautifully. Lots of branching off. This thing's going to be such a bushy plant. This year it's the MA Warthog, and that was started on January the 6th, so a month before these plants. So I start most of my capsicum chinense plants or super hots, I start those early, and that's just because these are just a longer season plant. Like I say, it is in desperate need of being potted up, even with feeding it, which I don't like to really do until later on, but even with feeding it, you're still going to have some problems there. It's such a small system down here, the root system. You can see it's going to be popping out through the bottom there, but this here is going to be properly root bound by now. You can see that. So actually it's not too bad, but yeah, we're going to be potting that up and giving it a nice rich compost mix. The final one we have on the tray is the CC Fushimi. I've been isolating this now for a while to maintain these traits. So I got a message the other day. I don't mean to call you out, and I won't mention your name, but I got a message the other day. Somebody was worried that there was something wrong with their plant because it was looking like this, and I'm like, no, you've got a fantastic example of a CC Fushimi. I'm isolating it specifically to have this weird growth, basically this asymmetry, variegation, the striping, the different colors. that's what I'm aiming for. So I'm going to keep isolating that into this so that you have that consistency. So let me know in the comments down below, is your CC Fushimi looking like this? I hope so, because that's the point. It's meant to be something different. And you should also get some striping on those pods when they come through as well. Far more prominent when they are green, but you still see some of the striping even when they're ripened to that red. So you'll notice there were only 5 plants that I just showed you there, but there are 6 plants in the ChilliChump seed kit. The missing one is the Chinisetscher Rinselhout. I love this plant. So last year I grew it in my DWC system and it grew fantastically. It was one of the earliest to fruit and it grew so rapidly. It was a lovely, lovely plant. What I'm going to be doing is I'm starting that seed quite late. Because I had such a prolific harvest very early last year, my assumption here is I should be able to start that a little bit later. Now this is very late, but I know there are some of you that will be starting your plants pretty much this late. Hopefully you've started them a bit earlier, but we'll see how it gets on. I'm going to start them now. They're still germinating. In the next 6 or 7 days, then we should have some seedlings coming through. And I'll choose the healthiest one and I'll be putting that into my hydroponic system. So that's the other part of this experiment. Last year I did it in DWC, deep water culture. And this year I'm going to be doing it in my favorite system, my ebb and flood system. And I've expanded it out. So behind me here, I've still got a bit of cleaning to do, so ignore the mess. We had 3 tanks over there with pots coming through or plants coming through. I'm expanding that out with another 3, which are going to be over here. So these systems here, I still need to connect them all up and also get the reservoir all set up. I'll be growing 2 of them inside this system. So we don't actually have any other chilies inside the greenhouse here. They're all inside Little Chump. These are tomatoes, and as soon as the temperatures are where I need them, these will be going outside. We have some lovely marigolds, which I use to attract hoverflies and ladybugs and that sort of thing. And these are French marigolds, by the way, because there's a whole bunch of different types of marigolds, but French marigolds are the ones you want. And then down here we have some corn. Again, once the temperatures improve, probably the same time that I do the tomatoes, I'll be putting the corn outside. We're going to be growing a ton of that. I have some ideas for potentially a sauce using corn, so we'll see a little bit later in the season. I do lie, there is one other chili plant inside here, and that is my bonchi. So you guys keep asking about this. This is my bonchi. It's looking good. We've got some fruit coming through again. But yeah, it's looking healthy. I need to trim it back. There's obviously a lot of dead growth and old branches and things like that. But check that. We've got a fruit coming through. Beautiful. And this is also super hot. So let's go take a look in Little Chump. Oh, it really is chilly. But yeah, here we have our entire army. Most of my plants are in here now. So over here, I'm running my NFT system, so hydroponics again. I used to have 4 rails here, but I decided to break it down to 2. 4 were just producing way more than we could eat. So I think this will do the job nicely. We've got lettuce growing here. Check out that root system. This here is about 3 weeks old, 2 weeks old actually. And it's looking gorgeous. But you're not interested in that. You want to see some chili plants. Lots of hots and super hots coming through. What is this? I think that is a habanero. Some more fruit over here. Let's see what that actually is. Chocolate warthog. So that's very keen to grow. Lots of different shapes on the same plant. You can see they're a little bit elongated. Very keen to grow. They're a little bit elongated as well. Very interested to see how these compare to the red warthog. What is this one? Bahamian goat, another capsicum chinense. So yeah, these are all coming through like crazy. But yeah, we'll be potting them up soon and then we should be just fine. But some of these plants, I mean, look at this. Just beautiful, tall plant. Let's see what this is. Hallow's Eve. It's another capsicum chinense. Over here we've got a bunch of Kashmiri mirch. I'm growing a ton of them this year. We've got some really great sauces planned there and some dried spices. It's just a beautiful, beautiful plant. So John Booth, I hope you're watching, because these are some seeds that he sent me a couple of years ago actually. It didn't get much success last year, but this year I've got a beautiful example. This is a JB Varigrande, or John Booth Varigrande, and it's a capsicum pubescens with variegation, and also it's meant to have some striped pods. But look at these leaves, look at that, white leaves with a little ladybug larvae. Sorry guy, I didn't mean to bother you. We've got a ladybug larvae on there, But yeah, just gorgeous. So I'm quite keen to see how that produces this year. That's looking lovely and healthy. I've never seen a striped or variegated capsicum pubescens. Lovely. My Bikino Reds putting out pods. Again, these desperately need to go into a bigger pot, but they'll be just fine once we do pot them up. But look at that, loads of pods coming through. So again, another capsicum chenennes. Interesting to see all these pods coming through. Some more over there. So these were the last ones I've potted up. This is very recent. Let's have a look. When did I actually plant these? So that's an Ahiara ricotta, planted February 14th. So I only potted them up to these pots from the seed tray. I potted them up, I think it was about a week ago. So not very long ago at all. A little bit of an experiment. We'll see how they catch up compared to ones that I potted up sooner. Because some of these are also from February the 14th. So we'll see. But you can see the difference. If you pot up too late, you're going to end up with much smaller plants. But like I say, they should catch up. But don't stress out if your plants are still looking small. There's still plenty season left. Let me know in the comments down below how your plants are getting on. I hope that you've had a fantastic start to the season and that April is as exciting for you as it is for me. And if you do have any questions about anything you're unsure of with your plants and how they're getting on, let me know in the comments down below as well, and I'll do my best to answer. Until the next video, thank you so much for watching, and stay spicy.